What's up, guys? Not to worry, the skin video is here. Earlier there was some problems with the workshop and it was completely blank, but now that it's fixed I can go ahead and do this video and we can check out the skins for this week. So we're going to be starting out with the Aircraft Parts Double Barrel by Milho, and it's just like the AK that came out a couple weeks ago, I believe. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. And yeah, it's basically just made from like riveted together yellow, black, and red parts. And it looks pretty cool, actually. It's not too bad. Nothing too special either, but that's kind of just how the double barrel shotgun is. We'll go ahead and pop around and take a look-see of it in our hands. So there you go. With the close-up and so forth. Next up, we've got the Iron Ring from the Marks 86. And this thing is actually really pretty. It's a really nice looking hatchet. We'll kind of pull it out here in our hand, and it's beat up and rusty, but it also just has a really neat look to it. I also like the little detail on the handles, so I picked this one up. It's actually a really cool hatchet skin. Next up is the Ancient Artifact Crossbow, and it's got a really nice amount of detail put into it. It's really pretty looking, and it's nice. Kind of something that feels like it would almost be in Skyrim or something. This has that. I don't know. It almost looks like it's made out of like ancient forged metal. Thus the name, of course. Next up, there's the fire truck door, and I'm not a huge fan of it, but then I do like it. Again, it's kind of like the bus door. It doesn't really fit with any base, but it was done nicely. So I don't know how I feel about this one, guys. Sound off and say what you think about it. Next up, we've got the Gorilla Mp5 from Stab, and it's pretty much something you would expect to see in Counter-Strike or something else. I know a lot of people don't really like these kind of skins, but hey, at least it looks nice, and I mean, you don't have to buy it. So, at least it's tasteful, and it's not like neon colors. But I actually like this one. I picked it up myself, and it's a nice Mp5 skin, and I just kind of wish the Mp5 was kind of a better gun. Also brought to us by Stab this week, there's the Looter's hoodie. And this one, actually, with Stab's usual quality, I was a little bit surprised to see this midsection here. It's kind of blurry, and the buckles kind of look almost, I don't know, they don't really pop out as much. Like, if you look at the stitching looks like stitches on the wrists, but the body part doesn't really, I don't know, there's something that just doesn't quite look right on it, if you know what I'm saying. But, yeah, I mean, it's got a nice color scheme, and definitely fits the theme of Rust, I'd say. Next up, we've got another Army-themed skin to go with your Army collection, and it's basically just the coffee can helmet in the Army colors. So, you know, you don't want something bright like the Caution helmet or anything like that. Well, you can sneak and hide in your green bushes with this awesome little Army set. Next, Stabby has brought us a far more detailed fireman's jacket than it was before. And it's actually quite nice looking. There's a good amount of detail. I like the patch and everything. Let's see if we can zoom in on this without it. So, yep, there we go, fire department. And altogether, it looks really nice. It's a little bit grungy, and I picked this one up, but I probably won't use it because I already have my set. But I really like this skin, so I'll have to find some kind of use for it. We've got a new Stone Hatchet skin, the Soul Reaper, and it's pretty badass looking. It's a shame that the Stone Hatchet isn't used for longer, because this skin is actually pretty cool. But it's got a gnarly little face, and it's definitely going to be a fun tool to use while you're in the current tier. Next up, Bad Trip brings us a new revolver, and this revolver is pretty awesome looking. We're going to go ahead and turn into the better light here and bring it up. I really love the painted look to it, the star and everything. This is actually a neat little revolver skin. I don't really buy them usually, but this is one I definitely picked up. Next up is the Scrapyard Curse, and it is a really messed up looking face mask, and I really like the way it looks. This one's actually cool, and it's another thing just to kind of add to that craziness that is Rust. So I picked this one up this week. I think it was done very good. So good job, Madrose? Yeah, I'm not even trying. I'm so bad with names. Next, we got a new bandana with some pretty simple, just torn up, messed up bandana with some shark teeth, and this just, it brings me to the hope that we'll eventually have cosmetic slots where we can wear things like hats and bandanas, and maybe like even like a cosmetic coat, like, I don't know, a trench coat or an overcoat, or, you know, something like that, just to kind of add to the variation of characters. Sunglasses, goggles, you know, that kind of thing. So maybe one day, I hope so. Please, Gary and team. Because otherwise, there's just not a huge use except for role-playing for these things. And last but definitely not least, we've got the To Hell and Back SAR. And this thing is actually really cool. The design on here, I mean, it looks like someone took the time to engrave it and paint it. And it's got like that hell, but almost even kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's almost a Native American kind of feel to it too. I don't know, maybe it's the color scheme, but this thing is just really cool looking. You've got all these little details to it that are just awesome, including, I think this is an eagle. So yeah, this thing's just awesome altogether. But that closes up our skins for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and that it helped you choose which skins you wanted to get this week. As always, don't forget to click that like button to support me, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next week for those skins.